What was your most fun drug experience?
My most fun drug experience. Fun is definitely MDMA.
Mm-hmm.
It is just an unbelievably good experience.
For us idiots, are there other names for that?
Some people will call it Molly. Other people will
Okay.
call it kind of like ecstasy.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually MDMA plus some other upper. But it's just it makes you feel like very emotional, very connected. Like whoever you're with, you're going to hug them a lot and be happy and everything.
Makes concerts a blast.
Yeah, some people do ecstasy and go to concerts and stuff. The most memorable drug experience I would say that the very first time I did mushrooms, I decided to do a monster dose because I'd only ever smoked weed and I didn't think that there was going to be like anything that would really happen. So my experience with weed was just I would get almost like drunk in the head. It was like, oh, I'm goofy or whatever. So I did a fuck ton of mushrooms and I just absolutely like blasted my mind to the next dimension for like 6 hours. And that was probably the most traumatic experience of my life.
That's a thing. So I don't have much drug experience, but I will say what I have is usually underwhelming. Like there's am I high right now? Yeah, okay, I am, but I'm just 90% regular me and 10% high.
Are you talking about like weed?
Yeah, weed's a good example. I was kind of underwhelmed by weed.
Yeah, so like this is my experience directly. So I did like not like crazy amounts, but like I could do like a 30 milligram edible, which if you have no weed tolerance at all, is like an okay amount.
Yeah.
But like my experience being high is kind of like, oh, like I just feel kind of goofy. I'm laughing a lot. If I had to like go out and do stuff, I probably could. Just kind of funny or whatever. And so I wanted to do mushrooms. You're like, oh, well, mushrooms is crazy. And I've always heard people say, oh, do this edible, try smoke this joint and it'll be crazy. It's like, okay, yeah, whatever. So when it came to doing mushrooms, I think like there's like either do 2 grams if you want to have like fun and get maybe a little bit, or you do 3.5 grams for like a full trip. And then people were saying you can do 5 grams for a heroic dose. So I ate 3.5 and I was like, I'm just going to have a trip. And then like 20 minutes into it, I'm like, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do some. I'm not going to feel anything because I don't even think fucking drugs do anything. It's people make shit up. So I took 2 more full doses. So it was like 10.5.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Yes. I didn't follow.
And
it's too much.
I can't. I have a YouTube video where I posted 3 hours of the trip. It's just like an otherworldly experience, like absolutely disconnected. You got to pick me up and move me around. I would have no idea because like it's more when you close your eyes, you see more than when you have them open. Like that's how absolutely insane it was. But something that I learned afterwards, and I'd heard people say this, but you can't trust people about drugs ever if they do drugs because everybody that does drugs is a dumb fuck. Here's something that I heard a lot, and I found this out, that weed after you've done mushrooms is a much more challenging experience. Like, so if I smoke marijuana now, it's like a stepping into another dimension. It's way more extreme. But I know what you're talking about, Woody, where before, like I'd smoke with friends and I would like, eat edibles, and it's just like, this isn't really doing much for me. I don't understand. But yeah, if you want to try, like psychedelics will definitely kick you in the ass if you're.
Did you have a really bad experience? Like, were you just scared the whole time, or were you just like dissociated?
It's hard to it's hard to use words like scared or not scared. It was like another dimension of like, because you like to lose your perception of reality and to watch that kind of like dissolve, and then to see what's left is it was scary. But there wasn't really enough of me left there to like have a fearful experience. It's not going to make sense to try to explain it, but like, yeah.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not going to take 11 grams of mushrooms. It sounds horrible.
The fun experience, if you ever want that, or like DMT or something, we'll give you like it's a definitely different. There's nothing like it in the world that will match that type of experience. And it's weird to think that like that experience is out there if you're willing to like eat a couple plants to get there. But
I have a friend. And out of the blue, he writes me this message. Now, you have to understand, this guy's a good friend of mine. We've been friends for years. But he's like an athletic guy, and we're kind of bro friends, if that makes any sense. Like, we don't typically go deep into, like, our emotions or anything like that. And out of the blue, he sends me this message about how much he cherishes our time together. And I've got it in front of me, but I don't want to read it. How much he appreciates our friendship and how life is short, and he needs to tell me about that. And I wrote something back as gay, if not gayer. Anyway, it turns out my man did ayahuasca, and it has like rewired him, and he's making some life decisions and like reprioritizing what's important to him. Shit about like not disturbing woodland creatures and like priorities that I don't share.
What was
and
he doing to the creatures in the woods before this?
I'm trying not to dox him, but so
just fucking with them for no reason, harassing him.
So anyway, yeah, like he's rethought his vibe on all kinds of things, and it's just like, dude, like ayahuasca apparently messes up your normal human priorities and has you prioritizing shit that hurts yourself. I don't know a better way to phrase it. Mm-hmm. So I don't ever want to do ayahuasca. I'm pretty happy with my current sense.
That's the one you have to vomit after you take it, I think, right?
It's a full day. Yeah.
He told me all about it because I'm curious. He and I are different in a lot of ways, but I'm open-minded to our differences, and I learn and grow from them. Anyway, he's like, I took it, didn't get anything from it. So the guy like blew smoke in my mouth while I inhaled it. And it's like, well, that's gay. And he's like, but that didn't do it either. So then he took eggs, which are like the essence of life and wholeness and springing from new, and he banged them on my temples, and that's what it took to send me into my trip. And all this stuff about whether the plant deems you worthy, and it's like, I love you. You're a little crazy right now, bro.
I think you broke your brain with those chemicals. I don't think there's a woodland spirit guy speaking to you.
I apologize. My groceries got delivered. I had to put them away. But what drug are we talking about?
Ayahuasca.
Oh, that's nonsense. You fucking drink it, and you drink enough of it, and you vomit profusely, and then go on a crazy trip.
That's a terrible part of
you don't understand, Kyle. The plant decides whether or not you're worthy of getting high, whether you need to vomit. The plant makes all these decisions for you.
I know a lot of people who do a lot of DMT. Some of them, unfortunately, so. And but none of them are crazy enough to think that like there's anything in there. They know that it's a chemical doing stuff in the brain.
Yeah,
I'm open to that possibility of like going to another dimension and meeting some elves or anything, but I don't believe in it. Like being open to something and believing something are two different things. I'm open to there being a God, but I don't believe in him.
That's a really good point, actually. So he's had this trip, and he feels like he's now seen things with his third eye that he needs to consider.
Fair.
I have had dreams where I will wake up and feel the emotions around them as they're real, but like I don't make life decisions based on it. I woke up, people are going to evaluate me based on this, and I don't want them to. I woke up with a dream that Jackie cheated on me, and I am hurt and angry as if that was real, but I'm not filing papers because I know it's not. I know in 3 hours this will pass and everything's going to be okay. I've had dreams about being unable to pay the mortgage that I don't have, about failing in school that I'm not in. I don't start like studying, but apparently it's like semi-normal with ayahuasca and other psychedelics to take the trip you've had so seriously that you start rebalancing your life.
I mean, it must do something to rewire you if it's like consistently making people make huge life decisions like this after they do it. Or maybe he's like an exception to the rule, and most people have that more like metered out response where they have huge dreams at first of their woodland escapades and how they're going to change. And then a week later, it's like, I'm going back to real life.
I don't think it's that. I think it just gives you a lot of introspection. It gives you, it lets you look at yourself from a different viewpoint entirely, which can be weird. But the idea that the plant doesn't deem me worthy is fucking nonsense. Like,
he's a little open to that idea more so than I am now. Like karma is a good example. I believe in karma, but more through like what I think is a realistic way. For example, if you put out a bad vibe all the time, then likely the people who are sick of that shit will bail, and you'll only have the people who are
toxic people.
Yeah, other toxic people will still put up with that. People who also can't get good vibe people to hang with them, and that's why karma is real. If you do something for someone you never see again, like, I don't know, change a stranger's tire, then that puts a good vibe out there, and it makes the world better in some small way. Maybe that small way kicks back to you, but probably doesn't. That's my feeling on karma. His feeling on karma is more like it is a God overseeing and scorekeeping and making sure that you get yours and the good things come around to you. And To
It's almost
me,
religious. Yeah.
Gamblers
Yeah.
can be like that. Gamblers can have a little bit of that in them about, oh yeah, well, like you were 95% favored to win. So just know that since you lost, like, oh, you're gonna get like 15 wins that you weren't supposed to get. Now it's like, no, I don't think like my future gambling will be affected by how poorly this just went. I think if anything, I should take note of what just happened today.
Yeah.
Like,
And I should
like,
cut my losses.
yeah, it could be like that. No, I don't believe in karma or. I guess I do believe in predetermination, but I think that's more of a astrophysics based opinion than some sort of a higher power or anything like that.
I'm stuck on my version of karma. That if you're ugly to be around all the time, the good people will leave you.
Oh, I don't even know if you call that karma. I just think you call that fucking life, right? Like,
Yeah, you
Okay.
can't be a prick
we see
to
that all the
everybody around
time.
you.
You see that all the time. Like positive people often have positive people around them. Like we're often surrounded by people who are very much like us in one way or another.
Yeah.
For sure.
We were talking.
Yeah, I don't think I want that. I want to like alter my reality, but I want to stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part. Like whenever they talk about the two different kinds of DMT, like there's the one that they make from the toad venom. It's like, I'm wrong, but dimethyl 5-oxy nonsense, whatever the fuck. Just name it fucking Blue Boy or something. Get some real drug names, dude.
All
Like,
the podcast.
I can't smoke. I haven't smoked weed in the last 10 years without it fucking being called something cutesy. Like name your drug something cool. But like the acid makes sense, the marijuana makes sense, but there's no way I want to go to like a place where everything turns white and I'm like a stick figure that doesn't know what I am, and my perception of time is altered such that like maybe I was in there as a stick figure man in the white world for a year. I don't even fucking know anymore. You might come back out not knowing enough about the real world. But just the regular DMT, the stuff that they're vaping and making out of that bark or whatever the fuck in their kitchens and smoking out of oil pipes that look like those crack pipes, which I guess that's what you call them. That seems like a real good fucking time because they're seeing gnomes and colors and kaleidoscopes of goodness. Like that.
I mean, there's the guy in our hangout who smokes DMT
all
day.
the time. Yeah,
all the time throughout that seems like too much DMT.
It's not going well for him. We'll talk about that later.
Oh no,
he's smoking too much. He makes
I don't think you're supposed.
I wanted it to be consequence free for him.
Yeah. You mean him smoking DMT, like chaining DMT hits 5 times during our hangout, and then like that's not a good idea.
It turned out it was
that to be
okay.
Is he losing his mind?
I haven't seen him in a while. He just posts pictures every now and then of his face, and he's always real high. He's like, "Look at my high face," and it's like, and he does look blasted, but you're like, dude, you always have high face. Like he's always just like.
This is the smaller one, right? Where's a flat grin happen?
No, this is the big one.
Yeah, the bigger guy. And he's not. It's not his high face on weed. It's his face on DMT.
Yeah, on DMT.
I don't even know how you get that much of it. I guess what you said.
They make it,
making it in their own kitchens.
They just make it in
some
their
kind
own
of
kitchens.
bark.
Yeah.
Or seed, mate. I'm sure
bark.
probably right. Okay.
I won't go too much into the whole process, but
probably best we don't.
Yeah, but they do, and
if they can do it in their kitchen, it's probably easy.
Do you remember when salvia became like a popular meme many years ago? That's a drug. I don't even think they ever made that illegal because it looks like so little fun.
What is
it's
kratom?
Also legal to punch yourself in the balls.
Yeah, no, there's
hard as you want. Go for it.
Have you seen that viral video of like it's like 2 brothers sitting on a porch and they're like, "All right, come on, we're gonna take a big hit of salvia," and they both do it, and immediately like one of them falls off of the stairs they're sitting on, and the other one starts going like, What's going on? What's going on? Help! Like, and it's like, and it doesn't. It looks horrible. At one point, like,
they're really doing it, or is it a skit?
No, they're really doing it. Like you can see videos of people doing salvia, and it's a total dissociative. So like they forget who they are and what they are and what they're doing.
Stop with that. I want to know who I am.
And then like their dad came out on the porch, clearly their dad, and they're like both like high on salvia, like barely functioning, screaming for help, and they're like, "God dang you boys again!" And then the video cuts, so they've been doing salvia in the backyard.
So what is kratom? Because I see like that shit at my gas.
I see that at the Delta 8 store. I've never tried it, but it's supposed to be like like you put it in a tea and it tastes really bad, but it makes you super relaxed and feel good.
I
It's
think
similar
I
to an
think
opiate.
Kratom is an opiate, right?
Maybe it is. I think it's
It
supposed to
sounds
do
like
something similar to it.
They sell it at the fucking gas station in like bags. It looked like a green powder to me, but I didn't.
Wait,
pay
really?
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
big bags.
dang.
Although
Yeah.
they sell Delta 8 here. I don't know if they have Delta 8 where you are, Destiny, but like they have when you go to my Delta 8 store, they have it's like hemp, but it looks just like marijuana, and it's sprayed with Delta 8, and they've got like 30 fucking pounds of it just sitting there in a big fucking pile. But then they've got like every variation of the ways to like intake it.
Are you gonna try Kratom?
Fuck no, I don't know anything about it. I'm not really interested in a new drug right now. Anyway, I'm
Not
relaxed. Anyway, I'm having a good time.
Yeah.